Welcome back everybody, it's DestinysJesus here. Today I've got a new video. I'm basically breaking down a load of new box fighting strats that you can go ahead and do this season. This is all based around using a charge or attack, and we also got something at the end of the video, which is a crazy new strat that you can do the Dragon's Breath and attack at the same time, which is super broken if you're having a WQ game. These are a bunch of things that will basically get you better piece control, get better peaks in game, and also have you more success at WQing whenever you're in an early game of a tournament or just an arena in general. As always, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you learned something new, please make sure to like. So the first box fighting strat is something that you can basically do whenever you're in a box with somebody else and you've got to stare over them. It's a really nice edit that you can go ahead and do the stare. Basically all you do is just left hand say like this, and then depending on where they are, you can either just jump in right and peek them and reset like that, or alternatively what you can do is hold the edit for a second, jump, and then insta shoot and reset. Let's say if they move over to one of the corners, then it will work really well. So if they're in that corner, jump, shoot, and then insta reset like that. Obviously hold your stare after in case they're trying to take it with a shotgun. Or alternatively, what you can do if they're in the other corner is basically just enter like that, and then jumping, shoot. Very hard to get traded because you've got this nice round peak. Obviously they can just shotgun and take it, so you need to be aware of that. And you need to make sure that you try to hold your stare as soon as you shoot, and make sure you reset, basically putting your stare, holding it like that. So basically the reason this works from another person's perspective is because where they're normally pre-aiming their crosshair and waiting for you, you'll be peeking above that and it'll be very hard to flick up and get a trade on you in time. So basically I'll be waiting, he jumps up and gets a nice shot for that. You can see it's an 80 shot for free basically. And also you can do the variation where he drops down. Let's say I'm on this side, he can drop down there, and instead that really awkward crosshair angle where I have to flick down and look and shoot his feet for a low damage shot, and he can just get off a free shot and kill me basically. So this last box fighting strat is something completely broken that I just found out last week, and I've not seen anybody do this in game or anybody do it in tournament. It's basically a way of getting a free cone through somebody's box from any angles, and all you need to make sure that you do is just look for the correct situation to apply it. So basically how it works is you can run up to somebody boxed up, let's say they're boxed up in a mid-game fight, you've just got them low or something, and you can go ahead and just simply place a cone in their box. I'll show that again from a different angle. All you need to do this is make sure you've got like a somewhat right-hand peek, or even works from a left-hand peek, but make sure you go ahead and look below their box. You're basically looking in this bottom square here, you can see the angle where the cone wants to place, and it'll place through their floor underneath. Just like that, you get a free cone in the box. Very hard to counter. If they want to break their cone, what you can go ahead and do is just instantly exploit in and then go for the kill on them, just like that. I'll show that one more time for you guys. Basically, as you run up towards the box, look below at the bottom third there. Also works from a left-hand peek like this. Just look below to the bottom third of that front wall. Place, and then at this point if they're low HP, just instant exploit and you've got the cone in their box. It's very hard for them to counter or even try to kill you. So how it looks from the other perspective, they're going to go ahead and run up on your wall and they'll just basically get a free cone in your box. It will catch most players off guard, especially because it's the new strat, and then they can just exploit straight in. There's really no counter for you here apart from to run out the back. Most of the time you'll get shot in the back at the same time. Make sure you're trying to apply this in the game. It's super broken. It's probably the best thing in terms of box fighting that I've found in a very long time. Just quickly, if any of you are interested in my box fighting masterclass, I'm currently doing a 20% sale, and also I'll be doing a giveaway for anybody who comments down below. Just go ahead and comment something random and I'll make sure to DM you guys on Twitter or whatever. Just comment your Twitter link and I'll make sure to DM you through there for a free giveaway. And also if you join straight up buy the course, it's on sale, 20% off at the moment. And also if you use code YouTube whenever you're buying it, you can get $5 off as well. Pretty good deal, and it will help you guys improve your box fighting abilities to the next level and give you a load of things to practice and work on over this kind of Christmas break before FNCS starts. This is something that not a lot of people are taking advantage of. Really useful off spawn or if you're in kind of like building fight mid game, and it's also quite useful end game. There's a couple different ways that you can do it. It's basically just the fact that when you open a door and you walk through it, you can max charge your shotgun as you're doing it. So go ahead and edit a door, just whatever kind of edit you're doing, and then charge your shotgun. You can walk through it and fully just go for a charge. And there's a couple different ways you can do this, so it'll give you a really nice round peek. So like this, will give you a nice round peek over the door just like that. You can also do this defensively. Let's say there's somebody box fighting you from a right hand peek angle. You can just do this, charge your shotgun, and then jump in with a max charge. Very unpredictable play. Obviously it can lead to some bad situations if you mess it up, but early game is so useful, and there's a couple different ways of applying it mid game. So this is a very old method, but I don't see enough people doing it. And it's basically whenever somebody's just holding a charge under your stare, you're waiting to go for an edit, maybe you've got attack, and they just hold your charge. There's really no good edit you can do in this situation without them hitting you 150 and getting just a really awkward timing shot. It's not really a good edit that I've found. This is probably the best thing to do. So go ahead and instantly edit like this, run forward and then reset, and then go for attack shot. So just do it like an edit like that. They'll expect you to drop down to hit a 150 body, and they'll basically just win the fight at that point. And just run forward and reset. And most of the time, players in game will just go ahead and shoot the shotgun. What you can also do is move a little bit further back, and then wait a second before you shoot. before you reset your stair, and that will basically look like you're not going to reset the stair, you're going to go into a 50-50. So in game, basically what this will look like is you run onto somebody, you go like that, reset, and they should shoot their shotgun most of the time. If they don't shoot the shotgun, obviously just wait and you can maybe go for it again. What looks like another person, they're waiting for a timing shot, trying to move around their box, trying to be unpredictable, and then you're going to go ahead and do this edit, and you want to wait just a second before you reset it to make sure they shoot their shotgun. Just like that, they'll wait and they'll see your character and then they'll go for the shot. You should have reset in that time. So again, don't just instantly do that because most times players won't shoot. Go ahead, run forward for a second and then reset a little bit after, so you have a little bit more delay. Just like that, they should shoot and break it, and they'll be in their box winning the 50-50 since they've wasted their shot. This is probably one of the best ways to counter peek with a charge. Obviously you can work with attack, but it's so effective if you've got a charge playing defensively versus somebody with attack aggressing your walls. So what it's called is basically the Khanada Peek. Speedy Gonzalez made a video on this a long time ago, and it is still super effective, especially in the current shotgun meta. So what you're going to go ahead and do is do an edit like this. Start at the top left, drag your tile the whole way around there, fill in all those squares, and finish with yourself crouching under here. Very important to make sure you're crouched because this gives you 3 different counter peek options. Either you can just charge up and shoot like that, pretty normally like a easy 130 or 150 shot depending on your charge, or you can jumping right and peek like that, obviously quite unexpected, or you can just simply go ahead and charge and right and peek like that. All of those are very effective counter peeks, and nobody really does this peek, and it's not really for a good reason. It is so effective at close range, especially when somebody's aggressing walls of attack. Simply edit like that, charge, swing up and go for a shot. Let's do it one more time. So start at the top left like this, drag like that, start charging as soon as you go for the edit. If you play edit on release, it's a little bit hard to do. Start charging as soon as you go down, and then you can peek up and get a very 300 plus shot. Obviously a lot of players will be expecting this edit, and there's a lot of different ways that people have learned to counter this. This is completely unexpected, and most players don't really know how to counter it or how to peek into it properly. So how it looks from the other person's perspective is basically they drop on the wall expecting some kind of edit, and you go ahead and put out this really unexpected edit. Makes it very hard for them to pickaxe take, and here there's no counterplay where somebody can even get a shot off. Only real way of getting tagged up in this position is if somebody jumps over the top and aims in like that. But at that point, you can just reset your wall with scroll wheel or just quickly reset it. The actual peek in game looks like this. Make sure you crouch underneath, charges, and then pops up and gets a free shot. Just like that. There's also another variation that you can go ahead and do when somebody's on your wall, and it basically looks like this. Where you right-hand peek straight away after you do the edit. Charge up and then right-hand peek out. Obviously, you can time it a little bit better to get a quicker shot off on somebody. So this is something I'm not really sure if it's against the rules or not, but it is really broken. Obviously, roll the clip of us doing it in the DreamHack duos. So this is kind of a stacked event. Obviously, everybody's playing placement, and it is very important to know who you're going to key. So we got a bounty on these guys. We know exactly where they were because the bounty circle had shrunk a lot because it's been going on for a while. And we checked this kid's earnings, and he had 0 earnings. And we also discovered the fact that he got like 460th and 480th in Frosty Frenzy, which means he made the finals and got like 30 points. So he must be pretty bad. Making finals obviously is quite hard, but we were pretty confident in keying him. So this is something you can do in game. Basically, just Fortnite tracker somebody, just type in their name. A little bit bad for this guy because I'm kind of exposing him. But you can just type in somebody's name, check if they've got earnings, check how their solo placements are, and decide whether you want to key them. Only really useful in obviously like stacked games where you can track people like this, but it is something completely broken, and I think they should remove it from comp, to be honest.
0 earnings.
You're gonna key him, bro? I'm down. I don't know exactly where he is.
Yeah, I'm down. Strat.
Why?
Hey, yeah.
Turn! Go!
Pull back. White.
Nice, bro. I love that strat. We checked him, he's got 0 earnings, then keyed him. Oh no. So it's basically a really unique strategy that you can go ahead and do where you run double shotgun. So basically kind of run that old double pump. And how you want to go ahead and do it is basically put your Dragon's Breath shotgun in your far slot. So basically your AR slot or something that you wouldn't normally press. And you can pull this out whenever you want to jump into a box, whenever you instigate like a height take, you know you're going to edit on somebody. And you can basically play with this shotgun with absolutely no delay on it at all. You can swap to it easily. As long as you haven't shot your shotgun, you have no delay and it'll feel perfectly fine. Then what you want to go ahead and do is run attack and an AR or attack and an SMG. And then at this point you have basically 2 shotguns that work perfectly fine. And you won't really have too much delay between the 2. The one issue that you can have is whenever you shoot your Dragon's Breath like this and then you start to attack, obviously you'll have some delay. You need to get in the habit of just shooting your Dragon's Breath, then building, or then swapping to your AR. This allows you to have a max damage where you can easily 200 pump somebody, you can easily hit somebody 150, and then you can go ahead and jump into their box and finish them off with attack. It's basically just like having a really overpowered pump, and then you still have all the advantages and the box fighting speciality of the attack, and it's so good in game. I'll leave some footage of me just playing around and getting 26 kill win or something, I think, with this in duo DreamHack in the opens. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll just let the footage play.
Yeah, that's the kid from Clock Tower. 50 like it. 80 white.
I'm blocking, you got this.
30 white.
Nice.
You got some? 30 white. 20 white. On the ground. 32. Yeah, round. Dead? No? So, is it dead?
Fire shot. Open my map.
In my box. Dead. Dead on one. I fell down. I'm coming up. With you. My all cone. Cone. In there. Playing naked on you. Crack the very pushes skin on you. Playing the door, bring them out. Play them out. Oh, nice. 99 on height. 99. Crap. 50 white. Look at the wall. 32 white. He's 8 HP. White. Oh my god. White on the Christmas tree. On the flick stick.
1 HP, bro. Shoot that.
This kid on this house, mine does. God. Yeah, a big for me. Shield. He's on 100. I got one. I'm coming to you. Got his back full. Dead. 89 crack.
Nice.
I cannot move, I'm just attacking him. Like triple attack me. 66. 130 on that kid, on the Dynamo skin, the Marvel one, the blue one. This one here on my box, I'm taking all, this one here, yeah. This I'm on. I'm 180 on the last. I'm looking down on you. Oh, okay, I have to leave it.
Shockwave on that kid, shockwave up. Nice. Reflect his neck. How does he start? How you doing?